Well, welcome back to the rolling lap of race number 8, the first heat in Minimax. 13 karts, led round by the KR Sport number 95 of Kai Hunter and his teammate Jamie Day on the front row. Tom Adams and Owen Johnson for Coles Racing on row number 2. Then Lewis Gilbert, Jake Boydell, Alex Connor, Josh Wilby, Theo Kakati, Marcus Littlewood, Diraf Kende, Ben Casey and Hugh Lawrenson. Round at the field. Off we go. Through to, and we got a spin, and that's the Persistence Motorsport number 44 spinning. And you can see the marshal on your screen having a think about it. But no, he's Diraf Kende, who, I mean, my geography's okay, considering I'm Welsh. But I couldn't decipher whether that was a Ghanaian or a Senegalese flag. Somebody can come up and tell me and shout at me and tell me what's what. But up at the front, it is the number 95 of Kai Hunter. Under pressure, though, from the number 17. And then the remaining, well, not the remaining Persistence Motorsport car, Lewis Gilbert. In third position, Diraf Kende is still out there. Down towards the back. And there's a move going on there. There is Gilbert looking at the inside, and he is the lone persistence kart in a sea of KR Sport pink and purple, because he's actually got the Coles Racing number 17 of Tom Adams leading the end of lap number 1. Then it's Gilbert, Day, Hunter, Johnson, and the number 27 of Alex Connor. Behind the 27, there's Connor going through the screen. Oh, and Gilbert was a little bit tardy off the bridge there. And Tom Adams, well, no, it was actually Adams who was a bit tardy off the bridge. Gilbert made the move for the lead. They both lost momentum. Adams has now been swallowed up by the pack. They go into the second hairpin, and on the inside there, that is Jake Boydell by the looks of it in that number 88 car. There's another mum and dad special. Wherever you are, son, we know, because we can see you from the moon because your kart is so bright. And number 14, now moving past the number 88, that is Theo Kakati, another of the KR Sport. Well, KR Sport have cornered the market. Oh, and there's some pointing going on there. The number 95, so Kai Hunter is now informing his mechanic that he's not happy with something. And his mechanic is probably thinking, not a lot I can do there. You being in the middle of a race and all that. But just gives the mechanic something to worry about. When the kart starts going wrong in the early stages of a race, we'll, give the mechanic something to feel a little bit guilty about. And there is Gilbert now at the inside of Adams. So at some point this weekend, I am going to call Tom Adams Tony Adams, after the former England football defender. But not this time. It's Tom Adams now in third. Gilbert second. And it is Jamie Day leading. Well, Day, who's had a strong run in OK Junior, is now looking very strong indeed in Minimax. But Gilbert and Adams tucked right in his slipstream as they go under the bridge. They've got a gap of 1.8 seconds on fourth place Alex Connor. I'll make that. Yep, Connor. There's actually Owen Johnson now in fourth place. He's pushed Alex Connor back to fifth. And Connor with that yellow and white race suit showing that he was a part of the, I believe that's the CIK FIA Academy race suit. So he obviously represents the UAE in that series. And there's Day making a move back towards the front. So Gilbert and Adams slot back into second and third respectively. And looking back, the 95 of Kai Hunter has retired. So Kai Hunter, the pointing at the engine was something going badly wrong as opposed to just slightly wrong. And the leaders now come on to the start-finish straight again. The top three defending. Jamie Day with 6 minutes to go, defending the inside line. Now, if he carries on doing that, then that 1.4 second gap between the top three as Adams passes Day. Gilbert goes through as well. So Gilbert makes the move, and Day falls back to third. I was going to say, if Day carries on defending, or if Gilbert carries on defending, because he's now hugging the inside line. The chasing pack, which is currently led by Owen Johnson, it was the number 14 of Theo Kakati. They are going to close that gap very quickly indeed, and you are going to find yourself with 2, 4, 6, 7 or 8. In fact, virtually the whole field will be together. We're not even at halfway of the first heat race in this class of the 2017 MSA British Kart Masters Grand Prix. And there's defending going on left, right and centre. Obviously, they all badly want to win this race. And why not? And there is the 27, jinking to the inside. Alex Connor defending against that number 88 of Jake Boydell from Littleport. But Gilbert continues to lead. Adams, and there goes Boydell. Passing the 27. He comes straight back at him, though. So Connor straight back at the inside of Boydell coming off the bridge. And a little bit further back, there is Gilbert still leading. But for how much longer? Nobody has been content to sit in second. Every time somebody has got to the rear bumper of the leader, they've started putting moves in, and you can you can see just as they come down the short chute, before they turn into the Fullerton S's, one of the clerks of the course, Martin Bean, has moved himself there because I think he can sense that these young Minimax racers don't want to play the tactical game. They want to play the I want to lead game. And occasionally, that can have consequences of their own, as now, finally, Adams decides, okay, enough of this, we're going to try and push away. And instantly, the top three are now 1.6 seconds in front of Theo Kakati, Owen Johnson, Alex Connor, Jake Boydell, and the rest. Number 53 is next, Ben Cainsley, followed by Marcus Littlewood, and then the number 80 kart of Hugh Lawrenson, with the number 24 of Josh Wilby in 11th, and then in 12th place, the last kart running Diaraf Kende after his earlier incident. But Gilbert, Adams, and Day, nose to tail into the Mike Wilson complex. Now 2 3/4 minutes to go. Will we see Adams try and look to the inside, or will he be content to push for another lap? Well, he's content to push. Day looking over his shoulder. They're all now sizing up the opposition to say, okay, how much more have we got to push to make sure that we've got the last lap all to ourselves? Well, 2.5 minutes to go, so they need to work together for another 90 seconds at least, I would say. There's the number 88 of Boydell, holding off Connor. Gilbert leads. Oh, but he misses his apex. And you can see the back end of that number 43 kart sliding out. And Adams gets alongside, but he's on the outside line. And Adams thinks, oh, no, we made a mistake and I just couldn't have anywhere to go. And I find myself back in third as Jamie Day capitalizes through the Fullerton S's on lap number 8. Day closing in on Gilbert. And it was a simple case of the back end of that number 43 kart locked up. He missed the apex, had to scramble onto the brakes when he would normally be accelerating out of the corner. Slowed everybody down, and the gap goes from 1.6 seconds back to Owen Johnson in 4th place to, let's have a look, it stays at 1.6, so they recovered quite well. There's a battle going on for the 9th place between Lawrenson, Littlewood, Willsby, and Hazley. Day takes the lead. Theo Kakati with the new fastest lap. So Jamie Day in the 42 KR Sport kart, holding off the 43 of Lewis Gilbert. And Gilbert following him in on the inside line there. That's going to give a bit of momentum to Tom Adams, who tries to go on the outside. And 1.6 seconds turns into nothing just like that, as Theo Kakati and Owen Johnson making a 5 kart battle for the lead. So Theo Kakati, the driver from Dubai, in that number 14 kart. He is the fastest man on track. He's at the back of this lead group, however. They come on to the start-finish straight. 30 seconds to go. Next time by, they will get the last lap board. There's the battle for 6th position. Alex Connor in the number 27, holding off Jake Boydell. Onto the bridge they go. Johnson in the number 18 Coles kart, currently running in 4th place, sets the fastest lap of the race. But it's Day from Gilbert and Adams. Then it's Johnson. So the two drivers with the red backs of their race suits and the white, predominantly white arms, they're the two Coles racing karts. The yellow and white FIA race suit, that is Theo Kakati. And leading the way is Jamie Day. Gilbert, hot on his heels in 2nd. The clock has struck 0. Adams in 3rd, followed by Johnson and Kakati. Then it's Connor, Boydell, Lawrenson, and the rest. Last lap board goes out. Day defends. Gilbert tries to dive to the inside, going through the Bruno Ferrari S's, but can't. The leaders are on the banking. They'll appear at the top of your screen now. And it's still Day. Gilbert, though, with the fast lap of the race, 61.75. He's got momentum, but Day's covering the inside line. Now, who's going to switch out wide? Is it going to be Adams? No. It was actually Owen Johnson taking the wide line, so Johnson, the 18, has got momentum. Oh, and Day's in the grass. Gilbert squeezing Jamie Day back to 5th place. Gilbert has the lead. Now Jamie Day and his fellow Emirati driver, Theo Kakati, battling over 4th place, and they nearly got together, but they managed to sort themselves out through the Fullerton S's. Gilbert into the Bobby Game corner. He's got the number 17 of Tom Adams behind him, and then it's Tom's teammate Owen Johnson through the Mike Wilson complex. The checkered flag awaits. Lewis Gilbert comes onto the main straight first, and he will take the checkered flag first, only just though as Adams tried to swing out in the slipstream right at the end. Narrowly missed out on getting alongside, and Lewis Gilbert wins that one by 0.04 of a second from Adams, Johnson, Kakati, Jamie Day slipping back to 5th there right at the end. But then in 6th was Alex Connor, 7th was Jake Boydell, 8th the number 80 kart of 698 Racing's Hugh Lawrenson, followed by Kingsley, Littlewoods, Willsby, and rounding out the field after his first lap spin, Diraf Kende. And so we have now one to go, ladies and gentlemen, before we have a brief respite for sustenance, or lunch, as it is otherwise known. And, oh, Jake Boydell's kart has broken down after the checkered flag. And so just when the recovery vehicle's thinking to themselves, oh, I can have 5 minutes off, a reluctant Minimax decides to cease to work. And now Boydell will have to wait for the